Hello everybody, I'm Nathalie from École d'ingénieurs de Purpan, and we would like to thank you for joining us tonight. Welcome to our European partners, non-European partners, and maybe some students amongst you. Just to remind you, we are recording that session, so if anybody doesn't want to be recorded, please switch off your camera. We will start with a presentation, then the testimony of one of our incoming students who is currently studying in Lille, and then we'll have time for questions if you've got any. So I'm going to start sharing the presentation because I think Sophie might have a few issues as she's recording. She might not be able to share.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Okay, that's all right. Right. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, great. Okay, so today we're going to present you the study abroad opportunities with our consortium, which is called France Agrocube. We are 3 schools part of this consortium: Junia Isa in Lille, Isara in Lyon, and Purpan in Toulouse. So we are oh, I can't manage to move the slides, sorry. That's technical issues. It was working this morning. Yes, here we are. Sorry about that. So we are a French network with common goals in education and research in life science. And I've got the pleasure tonight to be accompanied with my colleagues. So Clara from Lyon. Hello, Clara, and Vera from Lille, Junia Isa Lille. So each of us is going to present the schools, the exchange opportunities, and I give the floor to Vera first to present our network.
So hello everybody, we are happy to meet you today and to present you our consortium. So a few words about French universities and agriculture. In comparison to other countries, agriculture is not taught in the universities but in the engineering school. It was like that historically, so there you can't find any agricultural universities in France, but you can find a lot of engineering schools. There are public ones and there are private ones, and we are private engineering schools, and we are gathered together in France Agro network. So there are 3 schools in this network: Purpan in Toulouse, Junia Isa in Lille, and Isara in Lyon. We are small, quite small engineering schools, and as we are together, it's more interesting for us. We are and for our partners. A little bit of how we are is organized our education. First 3 years are there are common courses for all the students. They have a lot of mathematics, physics, biology, microbiology, so they have all common background, and then they will start to specialize starting from their master level. So from their 4th year of studies, they will start to specialize in food science or in environmental science or in agribusiness. It works like this. Here you can see some figures also. So we have 3,600 students, and 1,000 students, they go on mobility each year to our partner universities, and we have 150 universities in the world who are our partners. Yeah, thank you. You can. So yes, so we are located not in the same place. So we are located in 3 different cities. I will continue with Lille. Lille is located in the north of France. We are really close to the cities as Brussels, 40 minutes from Lille by train. We are not far from London, not far from Amsterdam, so really close to European capitals. So it's very convenient for students who can discover France, but also they can discover other European countries and capitals.
Bonjour, ça ne vous dérange pas, je peux vous enlever 2 minutes. Je vous appelle, on avait eu un échange par rapport au supplément campus. Je vous avais envoyé un message pour que vous puissiez me transmettre les exigences techniques et je ne crois pas avoir reçu les éléments, donc je me permets de vous appeler.
Yeah, I've switched microphone off. Sorry, Vera, you can continue.
Sorry. Yes, we are located in the center of the city of Lille, and on the campus of Lille Catholic University, which is the largest private university in France. And so students, they can benefit from the facilities of the campus of Lille Catholic University. And so I let my colleagues to present their cities and their schools.
So good evening, everyone, or good morning if there's some people from Western countries. So I'll present Isara in Lyon. So Lyon is located in the eastern part of France, but in the middle. So it's really close to the Alps, to the mountains, and also it's very close to Switzerland, Italy. So it's a mix of different cultures. So Lyon is the second biggest city in France, but it's also known as the French capital city of gastronomy. We have a really strong gastronomy culture here. We have a lot of restaurants, and we have a chef superstar, Paul Bocuse. So we really have a strong we're very strong related to food here. So here in Isara, Lyon is also the second city for students. We have more than 1,000 students per year here in Isara. So it's a pretty dynamic city for the students here. So I'll let my colleague Nathalie from Toulouse talk about her city.
Thank you, Clara. So we go further down to the south and you can have a Purpan in Toulouse. So Toulouse is located southwest of France, not far from the Mediterranean Sea, not far from the mountains, the Pyrenees, and not far from Spain as well. You're about 4 hours driving from Barcelona and different places in France. In Spain, sorry. You might know Toulouse at the town of Airbus, aircraft, which is well known in the world, but Toulouse is also known as the Pink City because of that color that the sun gives to the bricks that we are using in the buildings. And Toulouse is also known as a very young city with a lot of students. And actually, I've just heard on the radio this morning that 1 person out of 5 in Toulouse is a student. So that gives you an idea of the number of students that we are hosting in Toulouse. If we go to the image of our schools, here you can see Purpan. We've got 2 campuses in Toulouse. So one which is on the picture, which is the main building with all the classrooms and all that, and one which is behind me, which is the farm, because at Purpan we've got our own farm which produces polyculture, hens, and we are doing visits, research, and also experiment activities on that farm. We are gathering about 1,200 students, and which are mainly in the main building, which you can see on the picture. And our students are very often taken to the farm, which is just behind me. As you can see the building pictures on that slide, maybe my colleagues Clara and Vera, you want to say a few words about your buildings and the school?
So in the middle of on the slide, you can see Izara. So Izara is not located in the very center of the city, but in Lyon we have the metro, so it's quite easy to move to the school. So Izara is situated in Agrapol, which is a hub which hosts more than 40 farming and food processing professional organizations from all the region Auvergne-Rhône-Alpes. So there are all organizations related to food and to food sciences. And we also have an incubator, which helps young companies and startups to develop their concepts until the commercialization. So also in Izara, we have the AgroLab. So we have laboratories, scientific workplace, and research workplace. In Izara, we have three different activities. So we have higher education, research, and also consultancy. Then, so next to Izara, we also have some residencies, as we don't have residencies on the campus itself, but we have some residency around, so really close for the students. So now I'll let my colleague Vera talk about ISA.
Junior ISA, so if you see the building with the cows on the roof, it's ISA. We are located, as mentioned already, in the center of the city, on the campus of Lille Catholic University. We have around 2,000 students at ISA. Also, we are a school in the field of life sciences, and we have a big campus, a lot of facilities, so sports facilities, cafeterias, student associations, and so on. So all students can benefit from all these facilities. The next slide. So concerning our education, so we have like fields in common, which are agriculture, food science, environment, and agribusiness. So these fields are common for our three schools. And then each school can have their own specialization. It depends on the region where they are. For example, Lille is not a wine region, so we are a beer region. And at Izara and in Purpan, you can find, for example, courses in enology, which is it's the characteristics of their region. So you can see these key words which represent our field of studies, so agroecology, nutrition, health, innovation, forestry, pollution control, soil, water. So these are our keywords. And maybe now we can introduce also our course offer, present you our course offer of each school, what courses can be offered to our exchange students. So maybe Clara, no, Nathalie, you can introduce Purpan.
Yeah, so at Purpan we can offer basically three main programs in which we could welcome your students. One of them is the IBC program at the undergraduate level. IBC focus mainly on animal production or French food and wine, depending on the semester in which your students are coming. It's a program dedicated to exchange students, so they will not be mixed with the local students. And we do include a lot of international lectures and also a lot of visits. And that program is based on the learning by doing spirit. So basically, for example, for the winemaking, the students can go in the grape vineyard and they collect the grape and then they make the wine during the semester. So they really enjoy that. The two other programs are part of our Master Engineer program, and one of them is in fall and the other in spring. So you've got the sustainable luxury, which is basically covering all the corporate social responsibility issues related to the luxury sector. Luxury in terms of food, leather, wine, etc. And it's covering innovation and quality, the change management, all the excellence marketing codes, etc. And the other program, which is taught in spring, it's the global semester, which focus more on global issues and global business, covering issues like the climate change, the food security, food safety, the cross-culture, the food resources, gender equality around the world, etc. And it involves as well a lot of international lecturers and also group work with students at the other end of the world. This semester was actually built up last year when we couldn't send our students abroad because of the COVID crisis. So basically we decided to build up a semester at home to give them internationalization at home. And now we are opening that semester to you, our partners, and your students. So that's basically the three offers of Purpan. And then we move to Junia Isa Lille with Vira.
I can see that the slide is not.
You can't see the slide?
No, can you change the slide, please?
I've just changed it. I'm seeing Isa.
I'm seeing Purpan, sorry. No. Okay. Thank you. Students can come at ISA for one semester, for exchange period for one semester or for 1 year. So all our courses in English are offered at master level. The students, they can choose to take the courses of environmental science. So it's mostly pollution management, pollution of air, soil, and water. Or they can take also courses in agricultural science. We have courses in plant breeding or animal science. We offer courses in agricultural economics and food science. And the students, they can also mix the courses if they want. So take some courses from food and from agricultural economics, it's also possible. And they can, if they speak French, but they're not very sure, very confident, they can take some courses in English and take some courses in French. It's also possible. So concerning the academic calendar, so it starts at the end of August till December, and spring semester so from January to end of May, beginning of June. We offer also French courses for our students, and at the beginning of the semester there is a welcome session for all students. And there is something new that we start this year. It's this summer program, which is open for our partners and for their students of bachelor level who have a scientific background, and the courses are brewing technology, climate change, and current practices in renewable energy. So the students will gain ECTS for sure, and the courses will start May 27th till June 25th. So, Isara now.
Thank you, Vera. So for exchanges, we propose these 4 different topics. So the 2 first one, agriculture, environment, and resource management, and the second one, food sciences and food industry management, can be followed whether in English or in French. So we have different classes so that the students can choose whether in English or French. So any student can follow a whole semester in French or in English, or can do a mix. Then the 2 following, the third one, sustainable rural development, and then market corporate management, can be followed only in French. So these exchanges can be done over a semester or a year. That's up to the students. Then the the student can also have do an internship here in France. So you can do 1 month on a farm before the exchange period, or 3 to 6 months after the exchange. We know that some of students really appreciate this. And we also offer, if some students want to follow some studies in France after their bachelor, some MSCs. So there are double degree program. We have 3. So the first one in agroecology with the University of NMBU in Norway. The second one, agroecology and organic agriculture with the with the University of Wageningen in the Netherlands, and the third one in sustainable food systems with the Unicat in Cremona, Italy. We also proposes like ISA summer school. So we have 2 different ones. The first one in agroecology and sustainable food system, which lasts 5 weeks. It takes place on May and June, and you can earn 9 credits with this one. So during the summer school, you can have French language classes, but also scientific courses, and also excursions. So, for example, of chocolate factories, as we have Valrhona next to really close to Isa. We also have visit of the vineyards, so really pleasant excursion. And we also have a little summer school of 2 weeks of food heritage. So I will also precise that during your exchange, you can follow French classes during your semester if you want to improve your French level or if you want to discover French. So I will now I will talk about the deadline and the administrative procedure to apply to our exchange program. So the application deadline can vary regarding on the school you want to apply. So it can vary from 2 weeks. So for the fall semester, it will be around the 15th of May, but it can be 2 weeks before regarding the school. So don't hesitate to contact us if you want some precision. And then for the spring semester, the application deadline is on the 15th of October. But the same, don't hesitate to contact us to have some precise data. Then for the academic calendar, it's quite the same for all schools, and especially for all 3 of us. So the 4th semester begins at the end of August and will end at the end of December. And then for the spring semester, it will begin on the early January and end on mid-June. For the application procedure, it's quite simple. For 3 of us, it's online. So for example, in ISA, you just have to fill an application form that you will have to send us directly. And so the admission will be done within 3 weeks approximately. For the summer school, the deadlines are a little bit different. So for ISA, the application deadline will be on April 15th. And so the courses date for the first summer school I talked to you will be May 25th, 27th, sorry, until June 25th. And it's also done online, but on another website. If you're more interested, you can send me an email for the application. And then for junior, the application deadline will be on April 1st. It's also an online application, and the admission will be done within 3 weeks. So now I'll let my colleague talk about the teaching mobility.
Vera, we can't hear you.
Sorry. So we talked about exchange opportunities for students, and now I would like to say a few words for professors and for our partners. So our cooperation goes also through faculty and teaching mobilities, and our partners and professors, they are welcome to come to one of our institutions to teach for a teaching mobility. It can be like at least one week or less or more. It depends. And for our European partners, these teaching mobilities are eligible for the Erasmus grants, but also it can be done under other conditions. We can cover also some teaching mobilities. So we provide meals and some hotels. We can pay for hotel, and we encourage like face-to-face mobility, but it's also possible to have a blended learning mobility, or so online teaching is also welcome, and it can be taught in the courses might be given in English, but also in French. It depends on the programs. Yes. So we can move to the next slide.
Yeah. So now that you've got the presentation of the exchange or teaching opportunities, we would like to explain to you that we are 3 different schools, but we are going to help you prepare your stay in France, of course, in different manners according to each school specificities. But of course, we will have the pleasure to make your stay in France as agreeable as possible. So we will help you in every non-academic step, and I think Clara is going to explain that to you.
Yes, so as Natalie said, it's really important to us welcome our students as best as possible, so they can feel really integrated since the beginning of the exchange. Because we know that sometimes the French administration can be tough and can be impressive at first. So we'll try to make it as smooth as possible. So for example, for the accommodations, so we can have students to pre-book a place because we have partnership with some residencies, or for example, in Isaha, we have some residencies around the school. So we can pre-book a room or a studio in these housing places for our international students. And then we can help you through some administrative procedure. For example, we also have an insurance policy and mandatory insurances. So students can refer directly to us if they have any problem with this, or if they want a company for this. Also in Lyon and in probably other cities, we have a student welcome desk which help all students through the visa procedure. So for the visa renewal, for the titre de séjour, and for all these administrative stuff, they can refer to this. In Isara and Isa and Purpan, we have many student associations. So for example, in Isara, we have an international student association. which organizes a lot of activities for our international students. For example, campus tours, city tours, but also lunch at restaurants or to have a typical French meal here in Lyon. So it's really pleasant and our students really like it. I know that in other schools like in ISA and Pupil, there is some buddy system. So each student can have a buddy which welcomes him and helps the students to integrate as best as possible in their new student life. In our schools, we also organize some activities at the beginning of the year so the student can feel pretty integrated. So, for example, campus tours, visits, intercultural courses, welcome breakfast. We have in Isera, for example, an orientation week at the very beginning of the year, at the end of August. So, with intensive French classes and some tours, some activities to some icebreakers. So it's very pleasant to get to know the students like this. And so I will let my colleague Natalie talk about a less pleasant part.
Yeah, we would have preferred to avoid that slide, but unfortunately, I mean, everybody knows that we are still struggling during this pandemic. So we would like to reassure you that we've been very adaptable in the last months. We've switched online when it was asked to be switched online. We've reduced the capacity in the rooms, etc. So we are going to remain adaptable in our 3 schools. Of course, we strictly follow the rules of the government. And we want to reassure you, but also we want to let you know that we will be very strict on the measures in our school because we want our schools to stay open and to keep our students on site. So you will have to wear the mask in our buildings, either in Lyon, Lille or Toulouse. We will be very strict about washing the hands, using the sanitary lotions, etc. If we put limited capacity in rooms, we will be strict on that, etc. But we will also provide our students, and especially the international students, any help that they need around that crisis. If they need psychological help, if they need to be listened to, etc., to express their fear, we will be here to help them, and also we will keep them informed of the regulations that are implemented in France, because we know that each country has got different regulations, so it's not easy to be ready for the rules in France. So that's basically our COVID response to the crisis. Before we go to the questions session, I think, Vera, you've got a student who is going to give a short testimony. She or he is currently studying with you in Lille.
Yes, so it's Daria Volokitina. Are you with us, Daria?
Yes. Good evening. Hello, everyone. So my name is
coming from Moscow, from our partner university, and she spent 1 year at our place, and she can share her Erasmus experience in Lille with us. So can you just tell us a few words, please?
Yeah, sure. So I came last year as an Erasmus student for 1 year. And after first semester, I decided that I definitely want to stay at ISA for the second year, graduate and got my diploma. And I made this decision because I was super impressed by the quality of education at ISA. We had and we still have a lot of field visits. We spent like 2 weeks in Czech Republic. We went to the Netherlands, Lyon. We visit many places. We have a lot of group projects, a lot of case studies. So we don't have just boring lectures. We maybe have some lecture and then we use this theoretical knowledge in practice. So after my studies, I'm super confident in my knowledge. And besides some academical things, I was also impressed by student activities. As was mentioned before, we have a lot of really a lot of student associations for all kinds of activities. And yes, it's super impressive, and I also super grateful to international office who made personally my and other students stay here in Lille. It is as easy as possible, so we got a lot of support from international office, and yeah, that also influenced my decision to stay here. And I would really like to get one advice for the students who want to come here for exchange period. My advice is to be involved in different student activities as much as possible, to have a perfect balance between academical things and some students' entertainment, and to get the best of this time of your exchange period. So that's it.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you very much. So we are just ending this presentation with the slide with our contacts. So you've got the contact in each school, and if you've got general question about our consortium, you can also contact Sophie Brocard at France Agrocube. And now we would like to thank you first for being present tonight. And if you've got any question, don't hesitate to either switch your microphone on or even your camera on. Ask the question, and either Clara, Vera, or myself, we will give you an answer. So any questions if you want. So I've got a question from Albert. What are the common, oops, sorry, I lost the question. What are the common requirements for a successful application? Is the process only managed through our partner universities, or can I apply myself and do the process separately? Okay, shall I take this question, my colleagues? Yeah. Okay, so basically you have to check, Albert, I think you're a student, so you have to check the requirements with your international office or your academic coordinator responsible for the expatriation process. The requirements are given on our side to your university. And the process basically is managed by your university because they're selecting you on the basis of our requirements. And then once they've selected you, they are nominating you to our school. And then each school, if you are nominated to Lyon or to Lille or Purpan, we are going to send you the application file. As Clara said, the application procedure might differ slightly from one school to the other, but it's quite, rather simple and straightforward. But you cannot apply to our school directly without being nominated by your school. Any other question?
Hello. Hi.
Hello?
Hi, I'm Yining. I come from the Henan Agricultural University International Office. It's quite a surprise that I joined this time period because in China it's already midnight, but temporarily I'm staying in Germany, so I choose this time slot. Anyway, thank you so much for your presentation. On behalf of my university, I would like to ask something about the visiting professor. Like, I would like to know, is there any funding for the non-EU professor, or what is like the general contact or application process for the visitor or professor? Yeah. So that is my first question. And second question is for the exchange student. Is there any credit limits for each semester for our student who would like to study in the 3 university? Yeah. So yeah, I have 2 questions. Thank you.
Okay, who wants to reply to the first question? Yeah.
Yes, so every year we are publishing, a call for teaching mobility. And in this document, we list all the teaching mobilities available for our partners. So it means that we list all the subjects in which we would like to host the professors from our partner universities. And also there is another part in this document where we list our offers of courses. It means that our professor can go to your place and teach a course. I don't know if you receive the offer, this call for teaching mobility for the current year, but we will prepare a next call during second semester. So I think by April we will send it to our partners. Concerning the funding, so usually what we do is that the partner university, if you want to come and to teach, the partner university has to pay the flight, for example, and we will pay for your meals. But yeah, it depends on each case. So please do not hesitate to contact us once you receive the call. And the second question was concerning exchange.
The second question, yeah, is there a credit limit for the semester for your students? So basically, the limit will be given by the choice of courses that your student will do. On our side, I mean, I'm talking for Purpan, there is no limit, but the semester is 30 European credit, ECTS. So I will let Clara and Vera explain if there is any limit on your side in your schools.
Yes, I can say for ISA, so the one semester it's 30 credits, like everywhere, yeah. But the students have to take at least 20 credits.
And Clara, is there any minimum or limit?
So, as my colleagues, the semester is also 30 credits, but I would check with my colleague, but the limit I think is also 20 credits for the minimum.
We've got a question. Is there the double degree program in engineering with ESALC in Brazil? So the double degree, yes, does exist. You just have to liaise with your coordinator to see the prerequisites and the selection process for that double degree. And it's very important then that you need to be nominated under the double degree scheme, because we really need, right from the beginning when you are with us, we need to establish your academic track so that it covers all the double degree requirements. So really, when you are nominated, you must be nominated as a double degree student. I can't see any other questions in the chat. Does anybody else have got? Is there any other question? No. Well, if there isn't any, we would like to thank you again for your presence. Don't hesitate. If any other questions come back later, you can contact us with the email address. As I said at the beginning, this presentation has been recorded, so it will be published soon. And also we will send the slides of the presentation to all the participants. We've done 3 sessions, so 1 yesterday and 2 today. So basically all participants will receive the slide presentation. Any final word from Clara or Vera?
So thank you very much. Thank you for participation, and thank you for being with us. And we hope to continue our cooperation with you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your interest in our programs and for participating in our webinar. It was a pleasure to present our school.
Thank you to all of you, and I would say good evening, or maybe have a good day for the jet lag partners, and hope to see your students soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.